Hi, I'm Hugh Fraser, and this is Cycling in the City for Future Spaces. Since the early 1980s, David Byrne has been riding a bicycle as his main form of transport in New York City. 2 decades ago, he discovered the world of folding bikes and started taking them when he was traveling around the globe. His choice was initially made out of convenience rather than political motivation. But the more he saw of the cities from his bicycle, the more he became hooked on this mode of transport and the sense of liberation, exhilaration, and the connection it provided. In this graphic, there's an almost charming rendition of a bicycle lane which have become the norm throughout the world now. If one looks at the statistics of cities around the world, New York has 8.4 million people, generating a density of 5,515 persons per square kilometer. London has 8.03 million people, and a density very similar at 5,108 persons per square kilometer, whilst Johannesburg has an extremely low density of 668 persons per square kilometer, and Cape Town has slightly more than double that of 1,523 persons per square kilometer. This is borne out in these figure diagrams which show not only the density but the design of cities, some new and some ancient. This is also confirmed in these density models from the Venice Biennale of Barcelona, Cairo, Mumbai, New York, Tokyo, and this one very revealing of Johannesburg. The modern cities tend to have a flatter profile, while cities that have a high density interior have a central core. This is Los Angeles, London, Milan, Istanbul. If one looks at Beijing, which has a density of 8,569 persons per square kilometer, the bicycle lanes are quite well established. Not that everyone respects them all the time, but bicycles form an integral part of the city that affect every part of the food sector, commuting to work, taking the kids to school, even rubbish removal. The city has put enormous effort into parking for bicycles, and like many cities around the world, has a bicycle sharing scheme, although occasionally they are used as a repository for rubbish. I'm not under any illusions about the romantic notion of getting people onto their bicycles, but it does offer an enormous opportunity to explore the city. Other cities like New York or Mexico City have done much to develop cycle lanes within the city. It does help that the executive mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Parks Tau, and the MEC for Transport, Ishmael Vadi, are very sympathetic to the concept of cycling. Helped by initiatives like the Critical Mass and Freedom Ride, which started at Nelson Mandela Bridge and ended at Vilakazi Street in Soweto, the endeavor has done much to generate goodwill in the city, with a number of bicycles being given away. The city has embarked on a number of bicycle lanes, and there are long-term plans to generate non-motorized transport in the city. The city is committed to the creation of a dedicated network of high-quality pedestrian and cycling routes, integrating cycling at public transport nodes, non-motorized transport projects focusing on university and school learners, increasing the availability of bicycles, and making cycling cool through awareness and mindset change. Of course, one needs to take on the skeptical public who don't believe, for example, that taxis will stay out of the lanes. There is going to be a large amount of education and mindset change, not only between taxis and motorists, but also with pedestrians. But this is a start. This is a layout of what is proposed in Braamfontein. And for all the negative comments, there are a lot of positive comments. We challenge other cities around the country, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Durban, to investigate their opportunities.